So there I was just chilling in my room, just planning out the future video because that's what I do. And that's when my mind went blank because coming up with video ideas is way harder than it sounds. I mean, coming up with an idea for people to watch so that they would be entertained isn't that easy at all. But this faithful day, I was sitting there when I suddenly got a bright idea for an amazing video that would probably not flop. And as you guessed from the title of the video, it's friend groups. My favorite topic to talk about because it has the most amount of stuff to talk about, due to the sheer overwhelming stories that can come from just one little group of friends. Now, if you've been alive long enough to know a vast amount of people, then there's a very solid chance you've been in a friend group before, or at the very least, tormented by one. Now, when I say that, I mean that there's just people that really don't understand how painful it is to be in a friend group sometimes, especially when they've never been in a toxic one. What I mean by that is that there are some people in friend groups that take friend groups a little too far, and in this video I'm going to explain what those factors are, in hopes that just maybe some people will actually learn from what I'm saying and not make the same mistakes that I made when I've been in multiple friend groups throughout my life, and I know what they are capable of, in a sense that they become manipulative individuals. And I'm not referring to everyone when I say this, but I am sure referring to a certain group of people when I say this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then congratulations, because you, my friend, are in luck. Because I am here to show you what I'm talking about, and by the end of this, I hope that you will agree with me. Hello everybody and welcome to the game show Knowing the Group. On tonight's show, it's me, Chato Studios, as your host. On tonight's show, we will be reviewing all members contained in a friend group, which will ultimately determine who is the best person in a friend group and who is the worst person in a friend group. We've got some tough contenders, and if for any reason any of these describe you in a bad way, then you must change the way you act. Now don't be shy to go down to the comments and comment if any of these characteristics may describe someone you know, because only God knows that I've met the people with these characteristics, and some of them are not good, while some of them are pretty good. Anyways, we will be ranking these personnel from ranks S through D, with S being the best and D being the worst. Now, each contender may get a few minutes of explanation just to show what type of person they are in the friend group, and then they are getting put right on the board. Now, our first contender is quite frankly my least favorite of the bunch, but definitely a super important person to the list. You know them, you hate them, yes, it's the person that thinks that they're the goddamn leader of the group. And what an individual to start with, because oh my god, this is definitely the worst. Now, what I mean when I say the leader of the group, and everyone probably knows what I'm going to say because everyone has definitely dealt with this person, but it's the person that has absolutely no regard for anyone but themselves. Like, the person will ruin the entire hangout, basically. Which I'm a little confused about because I'm pretty sure that everyone on Earth has something called free will. And unless you're out murdering people, everyone is allowed to use it, which I'm starting to believe people are forgetting at times. Cause what do you mean that we, yes we, let someone with absolutely no authority over us tell us what to do with our lives? Last I checked, that's what we had parents for! And last I checked, that one person in a friend group does not count as a fucking parent and has absolutely no rule over any of us. So why do we let it happen? Sorry, that was a little intense, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm getting the feeling that some of us genuinely do need to hear that sometimes, cause holy crap. And now I think it comes as to no surprise that on the list, this is D tier. This is the absolute worst person to be on any friend group. And if this describes you, then you need to change your act immediately. Cause if not, then you're gonna be the one that's gonna be singled out and look like a goddamn loser. And up next is the host of all the friend group hangouts, the person that has sacrificed more than you know, all simply for the enjoyment of their friends. Now, this is no ordinary person. This person is by far the biggest clutch a friend group can have, as they are considered a real one. Are you one of those few people that don't understand what that means in any way, shape, or form? Well then, don't worry, because I'm gonna explain it to you in a very orderly fashion. Now, a friend group is built on multiple people hanging out, right? Multiple people just put in one setting, which would equal a group of people, obviously. Now, after a while, that group of people will occasionally have nutrients. I know this might be a little stupid, but I swear on my life I do have a point to make if you'll just give me a few seconds. Now, as these people continue to feast, it'll accumulate some trash, and what does trash equal? Oh yeah, a huge goddamn mess. And more trash will obviously mean that every time that there's a giant mess, no one cleans up their mess and proceeds to leave their mess to the host to clean up after everyone leaves. I mean, it'll be genuinely astounding about how your room will look like such a mess that at times it could be confused for an active war zone. And you can forget about assistance because by the time you realize that your room is a mess, an actual mess, everyone will have left your home and you will be stuck cleaning by yourself. But that's the cost of being a host. Now, after reviewing all the data, I'm pretty sure that with all of these commendable actions that were committed by the host, I would think that it's only fair that we give him the rank of an S tier, because without the host, there would be no hangouts to determine anyway. Now, next up on the list is someone that you might know very well, and someone that can piss you off no matter what is going on. Someone that has every ledge over you possible. And if you guessed it right, congratulations, it is the Rage Baiter / Bunny guy. This is the person that will troll the ever-living shit out of you any chance they get. Any chance to make you look stupid, they're there instantly. Okay, so this person is kind of like the troller of the group, the one that always like takes any advantage to make you look like an idiot. This is like the devil in disguise. This dude does not know how to take a break. Getting into a fight with this person is probably the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And if you're one of those people that gets mad really fast, then this person is your mortal enemy. Because he's just waiting for any chance he can possibly grab to make you look like an idiot. No matter how painfully wrong they are, in their eyes, their only objective is to make you angry, and the faster you fall into it, the longer it'll go on for. You could sit there arguing with this person for like half an hour, and by the time you finally had enough, the moment you hit your breaking point and you just can't take it anymore and you blow up on them, they'll sit there with the biggest grin on their face knowing that they've accomplished the task that they've been trying so hard to achieve. And once you're in it, there is no way to get out of it without making yourself look like even more of an idiot. Now, unfortunately, I will dock some points because sometimes they are a pain in the ass. They are getting A rank. Not S rank, but A rank. The host makes more sacrifices, but still, the Rage Baiter's not nearly as bad as the leader. This brings an end to our little game of knowing the group. I hope you enjoyed watching this joke that turned out to be a little longer than I thought, but hey, you know what? It's whatever. Wow, that took up way more of the video than I thought, but you know what? I liked it. Anyways, I have many reasons myself for not liking friend groups. Personally, I think that everyone just ends up turning on each other at one point or another, or forms little groups in the group, which is, you know, defeating the whole purpose of the friend group in the first place. I just think that people manage to get themselves screwed over a little too much in their own groups, and it happens way more often than you think. And I feel like I've earned the right to complain about this. I literally have like battle scars from these past friend groups that I've been, which is why only after one friend group in high school, I completely stopped doing friend groups. Only in high school though. Because how are people able to be so ignorant in one sitting at the same time? And not gonna lie, I feel like I've earned some type of right to bitch after the multiple friend groups that I've had over the years. I'm not making anything up. I've literally lived through these experiences before, and I can say that friend groups should never reach 15 people ever in life. I had a friend group that went up to 15 people, and that fell apart faster than putting cotton candy in water. So get that out of my face. You know what? Whatever. Blow it up. I don't even care. Get it out of here. Just to put a little more perspective, if I haven't put enough in of just how bad these friend groups were, they were just like a combination of so much like anguish and horror put together. Like, I can't even describe the amount of times that there's been heartbreak in like some friend groups I've been in. Telling secrets is now an unachievable task because every secret that you tell, oh, little did you know that that person that you told the secret to secretly has a microphone and has been recording to the rest of the group what you've been saying. And now all you can do is just sit there and accept your fate because now everyone knows something that they for damn sure weren't supposed to know. And now it's either very awkward or very embarrassing. If a friend group were like a soup, I would say that the best recipe for it would definitely be a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then just for the rest of it, because nothing else really matters, it'll just be a complete overflow of just negative, 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 negative. But to be completely fair, not every friend group I've been a part of was just that bad. Like, it was just those 3 out of like the 5 that I've been a part of that were just that bad. But in the end, I'll always enjoy the time I spent in those friend groups. Like, even through all the bad memories, there were a shitload of good ones too. And thankfully, not every memory was bad, right? What would you say about that?
Yeah, and among other things.
Okay, bet.